Okay, so we have got to talk about Bluey. It's a 7-minute cartoon about a family of Australian dogs, and somehow it's become this global cultural force. Seriously, it's quietly taking over the world. But how? How did this show, of all things, get so huge? Well, let's break it down.
First, just to get a sense of the scale here, get this. In 2024 alone, people in the US streamed 55.6 billion minutes of Bluey. No, that is not a typo. To put that in perspective, that's more than 100,000 years of non-stop watching. It's one of the most streamed shows in America, period. It's beating out shows made for adults left and right. It's just wild.
And, all those eyeballs, they translate into some serious cash. The Bluey franchise, and we're talking everything from toys to theme parks, is now estimated to be worth a staggering $2 billion. It's a commercial juggernaut built on the everyday adventures of a little blue puppy.
So, yeah, this brings us to the big question, right? How? How does a simple 7-minute show with no big flashy plot pull off this kind of monumental success? That is what we are here to figure out.
All right, let's kick things off with our first section, $1 billion Blue Dog, and just look at the sheer scale of its success.
You know what's really amazing is just how widespread its dominance is. It's not just a hit in its home country of Australia, where, it's always the most watched kids program. It's also a top show on Disney Plus all over the world and on the BBC's CBeebies in the UK. Plus, it's been sold to over 60 countries, and get this, they usually keep the original Australian accents.
But to really get why the show works, we have to go back to who it's about. The show's success isn't built on, big action scenes or crazy cliffhangers. Nope, it's built on 4 dogs living their lives in a house. So, let's meet them.
So the whole show centers on this core family of 4. You've got Bluey, who's this super energetic and imaginative 6-year-old. Then there's her little sister, Bingo. And you have the parents, Dad, Bandit, who's an archaeologist, and Mom, Chili, who works part-time in airport security. 2 working parents, 2 young kids. That's a setup millions of families can instantly relate to.
And the premise? It is just beautifully simple. It's about this family's daily life in Brisbane, Australia. But the magic, the real secret, is that almost every single episode is about one central thing: imaginative, unstructured play. And that right there, that is the absolute key to this whole thing.
So what is the secret sauce here? Because it's obviously so much more than just cute animation. The show is built on a really deep, really thoughtful philosophy about what it means to be a kid and what it means to be a parent.
I love this quote from the creator, Joe Brum, because he just nails it. Unlike so many other kids' shows, Bluey isn't trying to teach you the alphabet or how to count. The entire point is to show how incredibly important play is, and to show parents that when their kids are just mucking around, they're actually learning some of the most crucial skills of their lives.
And look, this was no accident. The whole process was incredibly intentional. Brum was inspired by raising his own 2 daughters. He even looked at academic research about sociodramatic play. The focus was always on life skills. Cooperation, solving problems, handling your emotions. And crucially, it was designed from day one for parents and kids to watch together.
Okay, and we have to talk about Bandit, the dad. For decades, TV dads were kind of the bumbling doofus, right? Emotionally distant, the butt of every joke. Think Homer Simpson or even Daddy Pig. But Bandit? He's a total game changer. He's emotionally intelligent, he's a hands-on parent who's always down to play, he does housework, and he's a true equal partner with Chili. For a lot of parents watching, this was like, whoa, a total revelation.
And here's another thing. This show is not afraid to go there. It tackles some really complex, emotional themes, but with this incredible subtlety. It deals with everything from sibling fights to how to handle big feelings. It's even gently touched on really tough subjects like infertility, attention deficit issues, and it even has a deaf character who uses Australian Sign Language. That emotional depth is a huge reason why so many adults connect with it.
So that brings us to our next section, more than just a show. Because that deep emotional connection is what allowed Bluey to grow from just a beloved show into a full-blown commercial empire. And believe me, the expansion was both rapid and absolutely massive. Just look at this timeline. Look how fast it all happened. The show premieres in 2018. Just 1 year later, a global toy deal is signed. Then boom, a hugely successful stage show. Then comes Bluey's World, an interactive theme park experience. And now, a full-length movie is on the schedule for 2027. That is an absolutely incredible growth spurt.
And of course, the merchandise is literally everywhere. Moose Toys has had a massive hit with the toy line. The book series? Over 5 million copies sold. And you've got clothing, video games, home goods, you name it. This whole ecosystem is what drives that $2 billion valuation we talked about earlier.
Okay, so let's tie this all together in our final section, why Bluey really matters. Because beyond the huge ratings and all the money, what is this show's real cultural impact?
Well, here's the crucial thing. The show isn't just popular, it's also widely acclaimed. Critics love it for the smart, funny writing. But maybe more importantly, child psychologists praise it for modeling constructive parenting, and for its incredible focus on social and emotional learning, all done through play.
And you can see that praise right in the awards cabinet. I mean, we are not talking small-time stuff here. We're talking an international Emmy, a super prestigious Peabody Award, multiple BAFTAs, and a whole pile of ACTA awards in Australia. This is a level of critical respect that most kids' programming can only dream of.
And this might be the most fascinating piece of the whole Bluey phenomenon. The show has a huge, passionate following of adults who don't have children. For a lot of millennial and Gen Z adults, watching the gentle, communicative, emotionally available parenting from Bandit and Chili has been described as a healing experience. It offers a model of family life that maybe they didn't have themselves.
So we end on this big question. By proving that a show can be wildly entertaining for kids, deeply meaningful for adults, and a commercial juggernaut, all without ever talking down to its audience, has Bluey set a completely new standard? Has it permanently raised the bar for what we should expect from children's entertainment? It's definitely something to think about.